Dehave Nation, today is a glorious day. We did it. The wait is over. James Harden has officially been traded to the Los Angeles Clippers. I couldn't be more thrilled about the trade. We're probably going to be let down by the end of the year, but hey, I'm going to enjoy it for now. Today is a good day. We did it, folks. In this video, we're going to be talking about all the details of the James Harden trade to the Clippers, what my Sixers are going to be getting and what the Clippers are going to be getting in return. Then I'm going to give my thoughts after I share the details of how I think both teams did in the trade. Full bias disclaimer though before the video begins. I'm a diehard 76ers fan, so you're going to hear a lot of things in this video from a 76ers fan's perspective regarding the James Harden trade. I'm going to have some fun with it. I'm going to be honest with you guys because it's a fun day for me, but in all honesty, I am going to try my absolute hardest to be objective while giving my thoughts about the trade and everything like that. So here's everything you need to know about the James Harden trade. Just in case you guys missed it or were unaware about some of the details, the Clippers receive in the deal James Harden, PJ Tucker, and Filip Petruzev. The 76ers get Robert Covington, Nick Batum, KJ Martin, Marcus Morris, a 2028 unprotected first-round pick via the Los Angeles Clippers, a 2026 protected first-round pick, which will be the least favorable of the Oklahoma City Thunder's first-round pick, Houston Rockets' top 4 protected first-round pick, and the Clippers' first-round pick. So whatever team has the worst first-round pick out of all those 3 teams in 2026, that's what the 76ers will be getting. Sixers also get a 2029 first round pick swap, so whoever has the higher pick between the Sixers and the Clippers, the Sixers will be able to switch with the Clippers for the better draft pick in that scenario if need be. The Sixers will also be receiving 2 second round picks from the Clippers, which will be 2024 and 2029. So that's a lot to unpack right here. Let's just dive right into it, folks. First of all, I just want to say I think both teams did really well in the trade. I think they both improved and both got what they wanted. So when the news broke about the trade, a lot of people on Twitter I saw were having some negative feedback on what the Sixers got in return for James Harden. I actually completely disagree with that. I think they did the best they could. The Sixers were never going to get like a superstar player in return for James Harden. His value is super low. I think Daryl Morey, who is the general manager of the 76ers, philosophy on the trade was he knew he wasn't going to get like a Paul George type player, someone of James Harden's level of talent in return for the trade. So his theory was, let me get a bunch of assets like role players and draft picks who the role players could maybe help us win right now a little bit. And I think the theory was that maybe all of the draft picks that the Sixers received, which was a lot of them and some good ones too, could be used in a future package to bring in someone of that magnitude. So it just gives the Sixers a lot of flexibility and they don't have to worry about James Harden in the facility kind of creating chaos and stuff like that. It's just the whole thing's been, I think, a big weight on the team's shoulders that is not good for a winning culture. And so the Clippers get James Harden, PJ Tucker, and Filip Petruzev. I just want to say on paper, I think the Clippers have maybe the best roster in basketball after this trade. I mean, you have 3 star level players, 2 of them superstars in my opinion in Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, who could do all kinds of things on the floor, extremely versatile players. And then you add one of the better playmakers in the entire league in James Harden, which gives you a ton of flexibility on how you want to run your offense. I think with the added playmaking that James Harden brings is pretty much unmatched league wide. There's only a few players who can, really have that level of offensive genius, you know what I mean? So it's also another shot creating option. I think the Clippers have plenty of those. Like I said, the Clippers have really lacked that playmaker who can really run your offense and you can kind of do a lot of things with that. So that's what they get. And then they get another role player in PJ Tucker, a solid 3-and-D role player who's going to do all the dirty work. That's the only part of the trade I'm not too thrilled about with PJ Tucker because I really liked him as a Sixer. I thought he did a great job and everything the team asked him to do. So brings a lot of toughness, brings a little edge to the team, and that'll be really good for the Clippers. But like I said, the Sixers are in a really good spot. They now have tons of flexibility. After the season, they're gonna have tons of cap room to sign really whoever they want. There's only a few teams each offseason that even have the amount of cap room to sign some of the top free agents. And if the offseason started today, the Sixers would have one of the better chances to get the top free agent in my opinion, because the 76ers are pretty much a contender right now any way you look at it, and most of the teams that's going to have that amount of cap room aren't really that great. They're probably rebuilding, so it puts the Sixers in a really good position there. If you look at the 76ers contract situation right now, the vast majority of the people under contract are going to be expiring during the offseason. So all 4 role players that the Sixers got, which were again Robert Covington, Nick Batum, KJ Martin, and Marcus Morris, are all expiring contracts. So that gives you a lot of versatility in trade scenarios and just if you want to let those guys go in the offseason. So there's a lot of things the Sixers could be doing, especially with these draft picks. Like I said, I heard Zach Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan are on the table for the Chicago Bulls, which I don't love the fit of either of those guys, but someone of that magnitude. They might not be like a premier second option, but can they be a really good third option on a championship level team? I think they could. So really just an all-star level talent. I think the Sixers are in a really good position. Like I said, I love the trade. With the emergence of Tyrese Maxey, I'm not even so sure that you need someone right away to come in and be like an elite scoring option, because Maxey's really carried that role well, you know what I mean? So I don't necessarily think they have to move like this minute to get a deal done by any means at all. They just have a lot of options, which is what you want as a general manager. You want to have financial flexibility with the cap situation, and you want to have roster flexibility so you have assets to trade if need be, or you can wait and see if you can get something done in free agency to fit the team needs best. So I would give both teams a B+ on the trade, or even an A-. I think that's pretty fair. I don't see a scenario where either team really like far and away won the trade. I think they both got accomplished what they wanted to with this trade, and you know, hopefully James Harden works out in Los Angeles. Good luck, Clippers fans. That's all I can really say. I mean, the Clippers are in a situation where if they don't win this year, there's going to be a big turnover, I believe, because James Harden, Kawhi Leonard, and Paul George are all slotted to be free agents coming up in the offseason. So if they have a disappointing playoff run, I believe at least one of those guys is going to leave in free agency, in which case the trade would be a big failure in my opinion, because you gave up a lot of assets, kind of similar to the Paul George OKC trade when you got him. You know, getting Paul George on paper was a great thing to do, but you gave up Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in the process. So there's no Shai type player in this package, I know, but there's a lot of draft picks and future, you know, you're basically gambling on this year and winning this year and having a really deep run this year. And if it doesn't happen, you kind of mortgaged a lot of your future in the process. So there's a good chance that unprotected 2028 pick is going to be really good if the Sixers do elect to keep it, which I don't foresee happening. I think that pick's going to be gone by the start of the next season. But like I said, kind of a, you know, not exciting or flashy trade for the 76ers, but I think it's one that obviously needed to be made for quite some time now. It's been a very frustrating offseason for me and, you know, Philadelphia, I can say confidently. And like I said, you know, these 4 role players that we got are nothing like insane that's going to push us over the top. And that's why people think, you know, they just look at the package and say, oh, well, the Clippers easily won that trade because, you know, what did they really even give up? And now they have Kawhi, PG, and James Harden, right? But that's all true. And I agree that the 76ers aren't that much better right now after the trade. But if you think about it like this, the Sixers gave up a guy who wasn't even playing. The Sixers are playing great, by the way, under Coach Nurse. Really exciting. But the Sixers gave up someone who wasn't even playing on the court. And they basically, in turn, received a bunch of assets to do whatever they want with them, you know? Like I said, I think the most reasonable move would be to acquire someone before the deadline. Depending on how, you know, the start of the season goes, I think Daryl Morey is going to wait and do that. I think if you're going to see a move for a really high profile, you know, all-star level player, it's going to be closer to the deadline than it is going to be closer to right now. So like I said, man, the Clippers better win this year or those guys are in trouble, in my opinion. I think they gave up a lot to get these guys. You know, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, they have a really deep roster, one of the better rosters in the league, if not the best on paper. Those guys got to stay healthy. They look good right now, and I think James Harden's only going to help that situation. They gave up a few role players, but you got PJ Tucker in return, so there's your like Robert Covington replacement, and they already had the depth. Like, they didn't really need these guys. So I just think all in all, it's a great move for both sides, but I'm just going to celebrate this right now. I know the Sixers are probably going to disappoint me in the playoffs again, but I have to celebrate it right now. It's a big deal for me. I've been waiting for something to happen, just anything, something to happen for this entire offseason, and it's just a great day, and I wanted to share that with you guys. Let me know down in the comment section what you guys think of the Clippers trade. Do you think James Harden is going to really thrive and succeed there? Do you think the Sixers are going to use their assets and pull them all together and get some like superstar level player or something like that? Or do you think they'll just wait it out until free agency, which they totally could as well? Let me know all your thoughts down in the comment section below. Sixers, A-, Clippers, A-. Good luck, Clippers fans. It could go really well and you could win a championship, or it could be disappointing. Either way, I can say for sure it's definitely going to be entertaining. Best of luck to you guys. Honestly, I have no ill will towards James Harden, you know, anymore. It's just, I'm kind of just over the whole thing, and I'm glad the Sixers are too, and now they can, you know, just kind of move forward. That's what I wanted the whole time. I don't wish the Clippers any, you know, failures, or, you know, I want them to play their best. You know, that's what basketball's about. So if it, you know, if your team is going against someone and they're not playing their best, it's not really that fun to win, is it? So better competition all over the league. That's what I'm all about. I want to be, you know, I want my Sixers to beat teams at their best while we're at our best. So hopefully you guys have a great rest of your day today. Like I said, let me know all that stuff down in the comment section. description. Make sure you guys drop a like on the video if you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. It really helps out. We're trying to get to 12K and really grow this into a, big channel and stuff like that. So it would really help me out if you guys could drop a like and subscribe. If you made it all the way to the end, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys have a fantastic rest of your day today. This is your boy D-Have, and as always, peace.